Lovely. Hello. Sorry. Hello, lovely. Lovely. Hello. Sorry. Carlo, what's up, y'all? Pops, hello. Whoop whoop. Need to got it aimed a little too far down. Down. There we go. See if that helps. That might be too much. Gator said, "Hey, hello, Gator." Eating my little snack here. Oops. Gator said, trying to get the car guys to show up for this funeral. Yes, sorry to hear that. Thank you for stopping in, but we do understand. None of y'all got to worry about that. There better not be no funeral for me. People don't want to see me when I'm alive. They don't need to see me when I'm dead. Gator said, tough week here. I bet so, buddy. Our hearts go out to you. Said, I'm good, though. Well, like I said, think on the positive side. That's all I can say. If we can do anything for you, we'd be glad to. That guy says, "Are you a white Superman?" I'm Superman, all right. Anthony said, "I just got fired from my job for being late." That ain't good. Carlos said, "You should have told him you're early for tomorrow." Carlos said, "Sorry for your loss, Gator." Gator said, "Thank you, BBT." Big boy toys. Now I realize what the BBT was. I was sitting there running in my head. What do you mean? But I got it now. That guy says, "Yeah, I show up late for work too." I try not to. I like to go early. That way I don't get fired for being late. Lovely says, "I was able to go back to school today." That is awesome, Lucy. Carlos said, "Welcome, Gator," with praying hands. Kevin said, "You're a good man, brother. I have full trust in you. I trust you, and I trust Bugs Bunny too." What's up, Doc? That guy said, it's better early, but it's better early, but I still show up late. Well, some people are like that.
I don't know if you know this or not, but it's freaking cold in the rest of the shop.
Yep.
Gator, buddy, I'm sorry for your loss. Lucy, I'm glad you made it back to work or school today.
Hey, Kevin said, "No, please, brother, no."
And still probably doesn't trust Bugs Bunny.
That's what I just said. That guy says, I know I have a problem. Kevin said, not Bugs Bunny, no, not him. Lovely said, yeah, and my teacher played one of Daryl's videos for the auto class. Cool, that is awesome.
That's all.
Really want to go back and watch that one where he made the dash on 10 cent. He does awesome, don't get me wrong, but I don't know why I like that video so much. I'll still play it in here a lot of times when we're doing stuff. I'll play that video. I love to watch him do that with that metal. Carlos says, I woke up with a sore throat, neck, and ears, Pops, but luckily the pain has gone. Hey, well, that's good. Carlos said, what's up, R3?
Hello.
I don't know what it is tonight, but we keep losing internet, so y'all bear with
It's
us.
been all freaking day. Well, the entire time I've been here, let me rephrase.
Kevin's got the bunny with a hammer to him. No, not Bugs Bunny. Lovely said, I sent her the link for this live, so she will be here in a few. Cool.
Cool. Well, thank you.
Yes, tell her we really do appreciate her coming in. That guy said, try Mucinex. There you go. If I catch it early enough, that right there will help out a lot.
Just don't take while you're at work, apparently. Ooh, I got a whole other thing of beef jerky.
Don't open that thing up here. It stinks.
I like beef jerky. I'm hungry.
Well, you should have ate it before I got here.
You won't feed me. I just realized.
Lovely said, yeah, you might like Miss Megan. She's awesome. Yeah, I saw you had, she was in Daryl's channel talking.
You might want to read this when you get a chance. Saying that your CDL was downgraded to a personal loan since they don't have a medical card in the bottom.
What the heck?
Yeah, it's December 10th. Let's see here, where were you at?
That ain't nothing I can do about it right now, but I'll get a hold of it tomorrow. Let's see, try Mucinex, she's awesome. Gator says, Anthony, is it your first time being late or do you make a habit of it? Carlos says, do you like Red Hammer, Kevin? Bakerson 95 says, hey dude, can you unblock me on Grindr, please? I don't have a Grindr account, and you really ought to steer away from it yourself.
Aha, there we go.
DIY Ranger says, you a mechanic? Nope, we both work for the railroad. We do have this shop here, though. We do our own work, but we don't.
I don't know what you're talking about. I change parts on my
We
own
don't
stuff.
do mechanics work as far as for customers. Well, we do our own stuff.
Speaking of that, I called the guy back about his exhaust. He has a 17 Ram 1500. He put headers on it since his exhaust bolts broke, and he's got an exhaust leak. Wanted to know if we could fix his headers or if we could put his manifold back on. I said, no, thank you.
Jane said, hey, Pops. Hello, Jane. Gator said, hello, Jane.
That's Carlo.
What did I say?
Gator.
Oh, Carlos said hello, Jane. Sorry, Gator was under him. I would have removed the grinder thing, but I thought it was kind of funny myself. That's the reason I don't. A lot of them are sitting around just trying to get you to start deleting them so they can start just aggravating you. Don't let them aggravate you. It'll be all right. DIY Ranger said, do you make great money or do you hate your wife? What?
I don't know how that's.
How in the world are them two together?
James said, hey, R3, Gator, Lucy, Carlo. And then Boggy said, yo.
Hello, Buggy.
I am Xander, said Nicki Minaj, Queen of Rap.
Okay.
You need to get your ears cleaned, my friend.
Yeah, Jane said, hi, Buggy. John Deere said, what's up, everybody?
What's up, Jacob?
Hello, John Deere. Carlos said, what's up, Buggy? Lotus says, hello, hello. Jane said, hi, Jacob.
Hello, Lotus.
Number 4, MK says he probably makes money and loves his wife. Carlos says, sup, Lotus. Buggy says, hey everyone. Kevin says, I believe in you guys. Thank you, Kevin. Jane said, Gator, I've been thinking of you. Lotus said, sup, Randy and Rando.
Hello.
Nick says, hello.
Just so you know, the property tax value of the Toyota went up from $750 last year to $800 this year.
They getting popular. Lotus said, what's up, Buggy? Jane said, hi, Lotus. Lotus says, hey, Jane. Gator says, hey, Jane, Buggy, Lotus, hey, JD, hello. With the Gator. Lotus said, what's up, Carlo? Jane said, hi, Kevin. Grim says, can you make...
No.
Lotus says, hey, Gator. Nick says, whoa, wait a minute. Nicholas says, hello, friend. How are you doing? I'm doing well. Hope you are. Nick said, let's go. Nicholas is waving. Paul said, hey. Hello, Paul. Jane says, hi, Nico.
Oh, is that Paul Megan _LISD? Is that your teacher? Because they said, Lucy, is this where you hang out all the time?
Yes, I believe that is her.
Cool.
Welcome to the channel.
Hello, Miss Megan. I have a sister-in-law named Megan.
That's what I told Lucy. Let's see. John Deere says R3 butter cheese behind you. That's right. Jane said hi, Nicholas. Grim said something stupid, so Jane got him. Marlon said, what's up from the video crew, highway through hell? Don't know what you're talking about. Jane said, hi, Miss Meg. Daniel says, happy Monday, everyone. Happy Monday to you, too. Thank you. Paper Rock says, I was working on a project and accidentally...
read that one.
Oh, we don't need to be doing that. Please find another channel. Nick says, we are...
Did I miss Daryl? Oh, no.
Oh,
She
channel.
said hi, Daniel. My bad.
Huh? Jane said, hi, Daniel. And Marlon Starr says, the TV show. Oh. Buggy says, do I look at me? I skipped school and don't pay attention. Huh? Nicholas says, I am okay, friend. I'm drinking a tea. Jane said, Buggy, you're heading home? Question mark. I think they're staying till Saturday, aren't they? Lovely said, yeah, that would be my teacher.
Cool.
Thank you for inviting her, and thank her for coming in. Blake says, hey man, I got a 72 C10 with a 350 and 3-speed automatic and 4 screen, and it is a fleet side. What kind of truck you got?
How much time you got?
We got a 71. We got a 70 C10 short bed. We're doing fleet side. We're doing a LS swap. We got a 71 C10. They got a 350 turbo in it. That's the one that's in the picture. We got another 71 that's sitting out there. We're gonna do a body swap on.
It's a C20.
Yes, the C20. Sorry.
It's weight reduced because it don't have a bed on.
We got a 78 K15. We got the trucks. Well, we got all kinds of projects. Jane says, Miss Meg, glad you joined Lucy's other hangout. Yes. Buggy said, we took a flight this morning. Never been luckier. Oh, so you are heading home. Cool. Nico says, nice cold this day. Yes.
No, it's cold, but it ain't nice.
It could have been worse. Let's say that. Paper Rock, since I meant to say I got a...
I drove a nail in the plywood.
Then it removed
I
it.
left a gas. Okay.
Okay.
Jane said, OMG trucks. Gold Prospect King.
So I'm working on a project goal for about $900 to get a machine/battery with charger and find that gold in the earth. There you go.
Hey, you can do it a lot less than $900. That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Hey, if you find that gold, let us know. We'll help you spend it. Alex says, let me take a look at my future AC unit. It's sitting right up there. He installed it on the Volvo.
Miss Megan's been in here before on the Christmas Eve live.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because she was asking who Sarah was and asking about 829 Matthew's number.
Oh, really? So she has been in here
She's
before.
been in here before.
Cool. Lotus said, so you home Buggy? Paper Rock said, left a gash in the woods. Amateur says, I don't have plutonium anymore.
Plutonium. You probably didn't need plutonium, my friend.
Buggy says, yeah, I'm home. Boy, I bet you y'all happy to be home. Paul, or
Miss
Meg,
Megan.
Miss Meg says, Lucy, you cause trouble here? No.
If she did, I would still tell you no.
I'd still tell you no. She's a sweet girl. Jane said Buggy told us at Farrell's last night that he needed to get out of there. Oh, I understand. Letter said, how clean is the house, Andy? Cleaned all the pond scum off of it. Nico said lots of experience advice.
So take car.
Huh?
That was his next comment. So take car.
Oh. Jane said, Miss Meg, Lucy doesn't cause any trouble.
Nope, she does
Letter
not.
said, glad you guys made it home safe. Gold says, I do find in New Hampshire. Alex says, much love, y'all. Much love back to you, buddy. Thank
I'm
you.
telling you, Alex, if we ever get rid of that air conditioner, I'm calling you all the way in Texas.
But you got to come get it. Jane said, glad you made it home safely. Carlos said, that crypto woman I've been talking to says she wants to have a deep conversation with me. What the hell? Like I said, talk about it, learn all you want to learn, but if she asks for money, man, act like a tree and leave.
Don't act like a tree, they hurt!
Amateur said, what do you call that?
Pavucci. I don't know.
Sell the bus to
Andre.
Okay. Paper Rock says, how would you treat a big gash in the woods? Could I use chalk or sponge tool?
If it ain't right, caulk it.
Yeah.
Or if it's just a piece of plywood, flip it over and use the other side.
Yeah, there you go. But you might be cut side down, so
Cut side down for me.
I believe I would just, if you wanted to use it like it is, just throw some colored caulk on it or wood color stuff and sand it over and let her go. Buggy says, happy, no difference, yeah. No different, yes. Happy, no. Different, yes. Nico said, Hunter said, what's up, guys? I can't stay for long. Me and my dad are taking the seats and everything out of the Jeep. We got to clean it up, plaster the floor before we put Hercules on the floor. Have a good one.
All right. Well, hey, thanks for spending a few minutes with us.
Yeah, thanks for stopping in.
Hopefully school was good today, buddy.
Hopefully we can have some videos, hopefully around midsummer. We got it all messed up last year, but where we do our Vortex spray-on liner, we do some vehicles like that. I've done a couple Jeeps and boats and a
We're
couple
gonna do
rat
a
rods.
Toyota,
Yeah.
a K15, an orange C10, a red C10.
Lovely said, I'll let Mr. Hell know, I'll let Mr. Hell know.
Mr. Hall.
Mr. Hall get my hell. Okay. Steve said, Arkansas, what is that, in your
Arizona.
Arizona? Oh, is that? Boy, I got that all messed
Gracious.
up. We need to,
Look, I already got Arizona. I already put it in there. I put it on the Grand Canyon.
we got a pen for you, sorry, I don't know why I blew a blank there. Let's see, Snort of Three Themes got, don't know what that is, I do know what that is, never mind. I like it. Letter said, just don't act like a Randy and try to catch that tree. Yeah.
It worked out for me.
Jane said, welcome to Arizona, Steve. Jane said, crap in the wood. Take the wood glue and wood shavings. There you go. See, Jane's got that. She does wood carving.
She was there when wood was invented.
Shadow Van said, hope you guys are doing well. Paper Rock says, can I use black cloth? It's, you do whatever you want now. It's your place. Nico says, go, we are listening. Nico said, always try to help. Thank you. Lotus says, to fill a gas and plywood, question mark. James said, take care. Hunter, Nico says, anyway, Team Richard said, hey, hi boss, hi Randy.
Hello.
Paper Rock says, can you paint black caulk? I would imagine you can.
What's the difference between black
Miss
hawk and
Megan
white
said she's actually my best student. Currently, she's a joy anywhere she goes.
hawk? Hey, I figured out I can still use this.
Hey, we're doing a lot here, buddy.
Well, look, if she's anything like she is in here, I imagine she's a wonderful person to be around.
And we look forward to seeing her one day. Lotus said caulk doesn't take paint. It'll dry over it. It'll be okay. W7K said, yo, look, I'm in fighting mode. Can I fight y'all drop location? It's easy to find where we're at. We don't hide it. Lotus says, do what Jane said or use wood filler, caulk or Bondo. W7K says, let my anger out on y'all. If that's what it takes to make you smile, come on. Jane said, paper rocks, go to another channel. Lotus said, even drywall mud will work. Carlos said, why is it around this time every year? I get a little anxious. Anywho, take some. Damn it, it moved. Take some of the medicine and I'll not have anxiety attacks for 8 hours straight anymore. Cool. Noodles says, let's ban food stamps in Section 8. Jane said, I created trees with dirt. Shadow Man said, also ban Smalley daycares. Gangster said, respect from Chicago. That's right, Chicago, welcome to the house. Gangster said, everything okay, mister. Joe Ball says, is this guy with the grinder certification certified to shave? Oh, come on now. Team Richard said, hit the like button, guys. Yes, please. Jane said, welcome, Chicago. Daryl says, I'm here just cleaning and spraying gun and quit for the day. Cool, Daryl. Thanks for stopping in. Lovely said, yeah, at Freedom Factory. Yeah, I can't wait to go. Gangster said, that's honey. Carlos said, what's up, Richard B? Lotus said, hey, Daryl. Lovely says, I'll be there with my brother this year. I hope that we're there and we're able to get down there on the infield like we did last year and let everybody see the cars and stuff. I'm thinking about doing something a little different this year. Jane said, hey, Daryl. Carlos said, hey, Daryl. Gangster said, it's real talk. We try to keep it real and real clean. Team Richard said, Richard B, I'm sorry, said, big boys, thumbs up. Daryl said, Lotus, Jane, big. Jane said, Lucy, you're going to the Freedom Factory. She said, her brother's supposed to be taking her. Gangster said, life forever. Jane said, dang, Dan, no politics, please. Paper Rock says, I got the black chalk, I'll use it, but it does not paint. I'm fine with the way that Black Hawk looks. Thanks for advice, everyone. W7K says, yo, I need some workers. Do y'all have ice? Lovely said, hopefully my brother will be racing this year. Lovely said, so I get to go with him? Daryl said, Jane, it's like the lottery to get approved for the Freedom Factory burnout rivals. Jane said, Daryl, Lucy said she's going to go down with her brother. Crazy said, hi. Hello, Crazy. Lovely said, hopefully he's allowed to go. Nico said, right. Daryl said, I know. She said that in my life today. Jane said, hi, Crazy. Daryl said, Lucy. Lovely says, hi, Daryl. Nico said, hello, Lisa, for Lucy. Jane said, but can anybody go watch it? Yes, Jane. Before last year, I had always went and watched it. I was never in it. Last year was our first year on the inside of the fence. But yes, it is a show that you go to and pay and watch what everybody does. Carlos said, yeah, I got a pound of ice. Want a party? But yeah, it's usually they sell out too. Daryl said, yeah, they can go to watch, but participate is approval thing. Like to get our cars in, we have to send pictures and everything, and they have to approve the car before, and we got to pay more money and everything to go and set up and everything. Lotus said, do you have a pound of anything more fun than ice? Carlos said, yes, Lotus, Jamaica's finest. Daryl said, BRB. Lotus says, a pound of tannerite. I'd like to have some of that. I'd like to try it on some of these stumps. Jane said, Lol, Lotus. A pound of Alpo. Let's see. Carlos says, a pound of Mountain Dew. And John Deere says, butternut foot. Paper says, I got the pit ticket last year and I got to give a reach around to one of the drivers. The crew was nice and let me go through for a ride. Cool. Lotus said, amino phosphite big boom. Yeah, I'd like to hear a big boom here. Lovely said, hopefully tomorrow I can start PT. I hope so, Lovely. That would be absolutely phenomenal. I understand why, but they really wouldn't let us film Randy when he was doing it. But we did sneak in a few pictures, but we didn't get to film him when he was trying to do everything that he was doing. John Deere said, hit the like button, guys, please. Yeah, we got 14 and 14. I appreciate everybody. Lotus said, now you are sounding like a terrorist. Let's see what we got. Is that supposed to say sexy monk? Hello there. Hello back, monk. Freddie said, show me your red lines. They're on my neck. Let's see, Nico said, right. Jane says, hi, monk. Jane says, on your redneck. That's right, redneck. Miss Maggie said, you don't want to re-enter anything, Lucy. That's right. Yeah, please be careful. Freddie said I was talking about your Hot Wheels. Oh, I don't know where baby girl got all the Hot Wheels. I'd fire the car up for you, but they're on the lift. We got them on top of each other, so and it's cold out there. We got to get some tires switched around. Maybe on the weekend we could do another burnout. Let's see. Paper Rock says sometimes they don't let pitchers, have to be out of the way and don't blow your job for the safety. It's important and you don't want to get hurt. That's right. And, if the way they put it, I could be filming just Randy and somebody be in the background and they didn't, they may not want to be filmed or something like that, so they won't let you. Let's see. W7K says, "Are you the boss?" Randy owns the building, my oldest son, and there's really not a boss here. So we just work together. Randy owns the building.
Don't break it again.
That new?
Nope, we didn't get a new one.
Okay.
The way you have to put it back together is you have to take all these screws out and it will separate. Then you just put it back in. The two tabs on this side will keep it from falling out.
Okay.
So don't break it again.
Try not. Jane said they wouldn't start PT if they don't think she's okay. Although they tried PT with R3 and was hoping mad before his scrotum surgery.
Well, no, so
No, they didn't really try PT. It just
the way I misunderstood this, and I'm glad I was up here for this. It was what they called a weight bearing trial, and I failed my weight bearing trial whenever I was in the hospital. So
I'll be right.
all it was me standing twice, actually twice on Saturday, twice on Sunday. And the times I stood on Saturday was the test, and what was happening was my blood pressure would plummet and my heart rate would jump. So I didn't start PT until the week after my surgery, my scrotum surgery. Well, you know where they put that rod through my hips and my sacrum and into my left hip. But so they really didn't start PT then. But since they figured that weight bearing status failure, Madison had to tell me about this because I don't remember a lot of them. Let's see here. Lovely Lucy said, "Yeah, I don't want to because if I did, then I have to start all over again. Just remember, if it hurts, stop. Okay? There's certain things that might hurt with standing and walking and doing certain things, but if it hurts, stop. Okay? Your therapist will be able to tell you better than I ever will be able to, but that's one thing that I learned very quickly. If it is uncomfortable or it feels like something is wrong, generally speaking, something's probably wrong. But you got this." Lotus said, "Pops, this paper dude is baiting you." Jane said, "Paper rocks. By gosh, you really can be okay." Thank you. John Deere said, "Baby cold outside." So careful, that's a bad song. That song's banned. We got to sing how wet it is. Jane's laughing about scrotum surgery. YN Wolin -W7K, are you the boss? I'm the owner, doesn't mean I'm the boss. John Deere, aka Jacob, said butter cheek nuts. Jane said they should have never even tried to stand you up. You know, I agree with that. I wanted to stand, I wanted to walk. Now I kind of understand what the sacrum does, but sadly the CT, MRI, whatever they did to me, did not show the break of the sacrum to the level that it probably should have. Don't think it had any kind of like long-term lasting effects on me, but they had to figure it out, I guess. But after Sunday, I remember talking to the resident that was there Sunday. I remember telling her I don't necessarily want a surgery, but I think I necessitate it. Paper Rock says, what been your latest project you have been working on? Fireball. It's on the lift. 93 Camaro Z28. Now we're doing the exhaust on it. Put a push button start in it. My 95. I guess technically my 95 was the last one we really worked on because we were putting the push button start in it. Wired it up in 5 minutes. Pushed the button. Nothing happened. Wire got hotter than the Sahara Desert. Turned out I had a bad starter, but that'll be another video. Jane said, years ago when I was an OB nurse, they would allow us to film the birth from over the mom's shoulder. But after some things went wrong with some births, and now no one is allowed to film any births. I'm surprised they ever allowed that, Jane. But Isn't it funny? You start thinking about how things used to be, and how they are now, and how things have changed, even just from I don't know, 5 years ago to now. Jane said paper rocks. Where are you from? Rusty Coat said hi, Randy and Jane. Hello, Rusty. How you doing? Don't tell me you walking on with that old Ford. Let's see here. Nico said hello for you, friend. Hello, Nico. How are you doing? YN Wolin, at Ain. I think that was supposed to be Jane. Where are you from? Jane is from Ohio. Jane said, filming would be very tasteful. Now nothing. Yeah, yeah. It's about like the railroad can't have your phones and all. I would love to go live while we're working or something. Have a phone either mounted to my head or right here to my chest. I think that would be awesome. Let's see here. Lotus said Trollville, Jane. Trollville. Carlos said sup, Rusty. Jane said Ohio. Rusty's in.
All right.
Rusty
Hello,
said hi,
Rusty.
Big Boy Toys, and hi, Lotus. You left off the E. I know he forgot his E. Lotus said sup, Rusty. Jane said, pfft, Lotus, I know where you are. Rusty's laughing at me. Lotus said, how dare you? Look, he's fixing your name right now, Lotus. Jane said, I want to ride on a train. They're not as comfortable as you think they are. Now look, he's going to change it back. We're going to have to get that Sharpie off. YN Wolin said, it's cold out here. It's cold out here too. If I leave this office for about 3 minutes, I start shivering. I turned the heater on down there just to fix that damn Milwaukee.
I thought it felt warm right there when I got the camera.
Yeah, I turned that joker on. What'd you get the camera for?
I thought you may need it.
Okay.
I mean, it's not heavy.
Jane said Ohio was much warmer today. They said it was supposed to be in the 50s today. I don't think it ever got out of the freezings. There you go, Lotus. Your sign has been fixed. Lotus said, dang, I guess I won't cancel my membership.
Yeah.
You can barely notice it. Let's see here. Jane said, yesterday high was 22. Dang. Daryl said 13 hours today. I'm whooped, but I'll get used to it again. You got this, buddy. Dang, now the E is, you can see the E just as much as you can see the rest of it. Wait till it dries. Daryl, that's kind of how I was. Still am. Lotus said Gorilla Tape would have been easier. But if you change your name again, we just...
Beggars can't be choosy.
Yeah. Wolin said family business. Cool. Well, I wish my brothers were a little more involved with it, but one of them moved to South Dakota. The other one, he's 19, and he's just learning his place in this world. But they're both always welcome here. Rusty said, hey, Mac. Lotus said, I can totally see the E in the black. It's because you're looking. Jane's laughing. Lotus said, canceling. Cancel culture. Lotus is part of that cancel culture crap.
Well, that's right. If I'll take the sign down when he comes back. It'll cost him double. I'll just up the price on the membership for him.
Daryl said, Rusty. And then Lotus said, JK. Just cancel. Just kidding. Jane said, Lotus, we can cancel you if you want. I mean, cancel you completely. Lotus said, don't say that. 4G Cane Cord said, uh-oh. What are we listening to?
Better get Mako.
Morgan Fleetwood said, who wins, Superman or Hulk, lads? Please, I need this for a bet. Superman or the Hulk? Batman.
Superman.
I was going to say the Hulk.
I don't know, but it sure is funny when he takes that guy and beats him into concrete.
Yeah, whenever he crap stained Loki whacks him. You know, I said that to Justin one time and said how I used to treat my little brother. I was whacking him back and forth. This is how I treat him now, and it's end game whenever Hulk hands Ant-Man a taco. Justin's like, facts. I'm like, whatever.
Wolin said tariffs these days are tough. 4G said anchored. Cool. Hope you docked up. Carlos said Lotus made me cancel a membership once. Oh, God. Rusty said Superman. It's Adam. Orb, not Adam Greasebot.
Hello? Yes, sir. No.
Let's see here. That's weird that he called. Let's see here. Lotus said, I'm on that Eminem plane. I can't be canceled. Eminem plan, not plane. Dang, I ain't got my glasses on. Jane said, nah, he was going to come to my rescue. I won't cancel you, Lotus. You're a good guy when you want to be. I don't care what that Jane says about you, Lotus. You a good guy. Kevin said, you have my support, brother. Thank you, Kevin. One of these days, we're going to get you to trust Bugs Bunny. Lotus said, Superman. Paper Rock said, I was working on my car and blew the brake line. When I went to check, I went under the car and got a load of something in my face. I think it was my stepson trying to fix it, but he said he wants to watch. Cool. Morgan said, I heard Superman. That's enough for me. Just made 10 pounds. Is that 10 pounds or 10 euros? Lotus said, Homelander. Isn't Homelander like a, I don't know, almost evil version of Superman? Because I've never seen it. Lotus said, I did. Jane said, paper rocks, stop. Yeah, man, that's a little weird. Wolin is laughing. Lotus said, I could do it again at any point. Cool. Wolin is big smiley face. Daryl said, I ordered the master cylinder and the tent cable for the burnout car today. That's awesome, man. I just told them, I don't know if you were in here or not, Daryl, but the last project we worked on was putting push button starts on the Camaros. Because I thought something was wrong with my wiring, because I would hold the switch on to try to start it and jiggle wires, it would start sometimes. But most of the time it wouldn't, and it would smoke a wire hotter than the Sahara Desert, get it hot. So I ran the wire and everything to redo my push button start. And when I did, and Daddy would push the button to start it, it would immediately make my wire hot. Turns out it was a bad starter. Turns out I can't start stuff. John Deere said, can you tell me why that one song got banned, Randy? If I say the words that the reason they say it was banned, YouTube will ban me. But they say it was, AP culture with a capital R. But it was a whole quabacle. Last time I talked about this, somebody come in and was telling me that I was condemned to hell. Jane said, guess what I got today, Lotus? Junk box. Lotus said, evil as F Superman. I like this guy. Everything good?
He said that Phyllis's generator's been running for 4 days straight, and he can't get nobody to answer the phone or nothing. He's wanting to know if I talked to him.
She's in her, what, late 80s?
She's old. Last time I saw her, she had wrecked her car and she looked pretty bad. I thought it was just Friday when I was washing clothes.
I'd hate to say it, but hell, Phyllis might have passed.
I hope not.
Jane got a jump box. And apparently Homelander is an evil as F Superman. I like this Homelander guy. I always wonder what Superman would be evil. If he's as evil as Homelander, that'd be fun. Carlos said, it was a fans only fault, prick. Lotus said, have you noticed Nitro Pimp keeps deleting all of his spam? I have not. John Deere said the song was on the Elf. Now why the hell is somebody calling me?
Hello? Yeah.
I'm just letting them know. It has Amazon Prime, so we can watch the movies.
The what?
The boys.
Okay, yeah, I have Amazon Prime and I have Amazon Business. So, I mean, I have Prime Video. Now, I've watched a couple things on Prime Video.
Yeah, the boys is on there. You gotta watch it.
So, this SOB is lurking in the shadows.
Hey!
Ah, you dirty slut. You still haven't seen my comment.
Oh, I haven't got to his comment yet. Excuse me. Oh, he's the one after the comment that I just read. Okay. Justice said, what do you mean I'm finding my way into the world, ma'am? You know, I'll tell you when you're older. Love you, bye. He's a little shit. Lois, I taught him how timeout works Friday. Uh-oh. Daryl said they were trying to talk me into getting or taking 10 cents big block for the burnout car on my live today. If that's golly.
Hello. Yeah. No, you're fine.
Anyway, if the small block's that tight of a fit, a big block be a real tight fit, would that be really cool? Lotus said jump box is a nice thing. Yes, it is. Carlos said, cool. Lotus, we need the guy in the Nitro gang. James said, hi, Justin. One Life Man said, tie your dad in the chair and make him eat vegetable. I don't have to make him. If I make him a vegetable soup, he'll eat vegetable soup for days. Lovely said, take the blue mule, Daryl. Lol. Let's see. John Deere said, thank you for letting me know, Randy. I'll try not to say it again. Oh, you don't bother me by saying it. It's like the religion and politic thing. Some people get upset about it. I am not some people. But I don't understand why the song was banned, but just look it up, because whenever they banned that song, and then look up what the most popular song of the time was. Daryl said, Justin. Boggy said, I give up. Well, don't give up. There's too many people that want you to give up. Lotus said, oh, if you haven't watched The Boys yet, it's amazing and gross and messed up. Best anti-hero show ever. I'm in. Wolin said, I need my car repair. I would highly suggest calling someone besides us. Lotus said, don't give up. You can do it. Lotus said, The Boys is on Prime. That's what Justin just told me. Boggy said, no, screw that. Jane said, is it Justin? Yeah, Justin called me, and then I think neighbor Adam just called Dad back. Daryl said, no, Lucy, I'll never abuse that truck. There you go. I was going to say that, but I was going to let him say it. Lotus said, what now, Boggy? Carlos said, BRB, I got to poop. Like clockwork, buddy. Boggy said, it's a Mitsubishi 3000 or GT 3000 VR6. Yeah, that sounds like a lot more than I want to deal with. John Deere said, Big Boy Toys, that had a $100 bill. How many times you went to the restroom? I'd be rich. I'd pay this thing place off. But very consistent $100. Boggy said, I just don't have the willpower to do it. Then don't give up. Just push pause. Because there's too many people out there that want to see you give up. Lotus said, those are super fun, Boggy. Very fast. Amy said, what's up? What's up, Amy? How have you been? I hadn't talked to you in a day or three. Wolan retracted their message. Jane said, what's wrong, Boggy? Lovely Lucy said, Daryl, what car do you like more, 10 cents or the Blue Mule? I'll answer that for him. I'm pretty sure the answer is going to be Blue Mule. Wolan said, how much for the repair? Look, I do wheels, tires, and I dabble in exhaust work, my friend. Lotus said, 4R6 is the all-wheel drive twin turbo. That sounds fun. Jane said, Lucy, I'm sure Blue Mule and Sentimental. Amy is up to 610 subscribers. That is awesome, Amy. Before you know it, you'll be at 1,000. Jane said, hi, Amy. Lotus said, I think he should just take 10 cents too. Amy said, I'm great. I'm glad to hear that, Amy. Daryl said, I'm going to be buried in the Blue Mule. 10 cent will probably be giveaway on my channel one day. Wow. Wolan said, how much? You know, pay the building off, and I'll fix your vehicle. Lotus said, I'll take it, Daryl. Boggy said, I don't know. I sat under the car and just said, F this. I don't want to touch it or another car for some reason. You're in a bad position. You're in a bad spot right now. But you think about this, and I'm not meaning this in any bad way. I don't mean this in any offensive way. It might come off as offensive because I've been known to be just kind of brutal. You think that anybody's going to care if you give up? No, because everybody's going to sit there and say, I told you he couldn't do it. Told you he couldn't do it. Told you he'd give up. Prove all these MFers wrong. And I know you might not feel like it because of all this other stuff that's going on in this time. But the person that passed, you think that they would be happy or mad at you knowing that you're giving up? Think about that one. Amy said, hi, Jane. How are you? Jane said, Boggy, you need to step back, take a deep breath. You've had a rough week. Yes, you have. Lotus said, yeah, just bummed. It will come around. Exactly. John Deere, a.k.a. Jacob, said, what up, Amy? Jane said, Amy, I'm doing well. How are you? Amy said, it's cold today. Yes, Amy, it is very cold. I wore a jacket all day today. I come in here, the heater was already on, and I turned the other heater on, and I kind of stayed up here and made a video. Didn't hardly do anything. Jane said, Amy, where are you? Earth. I heard from a little birdie today that's in college halfway across the world over in Iraq that she has an exam coming up on makeup. I said, what in the world? Amy said, I'm in the United States. Brr. It's supposed to be cold all week, according to Chester. And I trust the old man. He says it ain't supposed to be above 40 this week. Golly. Lois said, Olivia's going to have all the Fast and Furious cars in 5 years. Apparently she is. Let's see here. John Deere said, don't listen to the haters. Haters going to hate. Listen to your dreams. You know, if you've ever noticed the people that are generally hating on something that you or anybody's doing, us, whoever, the people who hate the most are the people who have no idea what it takes to do it or are doing absolutely nothing. It's kind of food for thought, friends. Amy said, how's the weather? Where are you at? Well, Amy, it was supposed to be 55 today, and I don't think it got above 40. But the sun felt very good, and the wind was cold. Like, that wind was like one of them, like, Chihuahua ankle biters. When that wind would blow, it kind of bit. And my hips hurt a lot now, and so does my back. Everything good?
I can't get it.
Who, Phyllis?
Yeah. You can't get it? I just had her voicemail full, so I don't know.
Well, I can tell you one way to figure it out.
And he said something about doing a wellness check, but
No,
he said her car.
Wait a couple days, and if it's
All
not smelling
right, quit. Her car's not there, but that black Jeep is.
bad. Black Jeep was her sister, wasn't
It was that guy, I believe. I'm not for sure kin to him or something. I don't
it? I
know.
have no idea.
But I don't know.
There is no telling.
My
Let's see.
medical card was good.
So you're gonna have to just call them and figure out why it's showing that your CDL has been downgraded to personal. Let's see here. Church of Dr. Phil, I'll get to you in just a second, my friend. Let's see here. James said it was cold all night last night. The wind was blowing. I couldn't get warm in Ohio. Yesterday was 22 degrees. Today was better. Yesterday, that wind was a hell of a wind. Lotus said, tell her Yanko Camaro next. Ooh, I bet you Boggy'd love working on that. B1 Trucker 662 said, are you a Heritage American? I don't know what that is. Jane said, haters are just jealous. That's right. Amy said, my back has been hurting too. I am sorry to hear that. All jokes aside, if it's like a muscle pain, my doll is a really low power muscle relaxer. Helps my back at 650 milligrams. Take one of them. It very much helps with your back. Jane said, get cops to do a welfare check. We could.
That's what
Yeah.
we're.
So I imagine that's what they're going to try to do. Clearest place 20, unknown 17. Are you Norse Pagan? I don't know what that is. Let's see here. Church of Dr. Phil has been a member of the silly little YouTuber for 1 month and said, you guys have inspired me to build my own gold sluice or sluicey. So I did this weekend. Will be the first run. I will keep you guys updated if we find any gold.
Cool.
That is awesome, my friend. You can do anything if you put your mind to it. And if you have the imagination, you can do it.
You can do anything, but Lotus can do it better.
Listen, I was singing that. I was singing that this weekend. Anything you can do, I can do better. Amy said, no haters here. Hey, we get them every once in a while.
I just playing Lotus.
But now we have built a community that wants to lift everybody up, and I love that. And we can all work together to build a common goal if we really wanted to. Clearest Place retracted their message. James said, hi, Phil. John Deere said 28 cold. Bet it is cold. 28 degrees.
It's
F that.
cold
I'll tell you right now, the damn
outside.
Toyota don't like shifting gears when it's cold.
Oh Lord, there goes another training.
I bullshit.
Hey, careful.
I'll run that one off a cliff.
No, you won't.
Nope, I won't. Lotus said, nice, find some gold. There you go.
Yes, please.
Church of Dr. Phil, just love y'all. Well, we appreciate it, buddy. We love each and every one of y'all. Let's see here. B_YouTubes said, what up, Pops?
Hello.
We got that slab poured, but we didn't have enough to finish the apron. So we went ahead and just used pea gravel and backfill. Hope it's good enough till the check clears.
Yeah.
Gooder than snuff. Carlo said, I'm back. Carlo had to poop, and he's
I
back.
have.
I told him it's like damn clockwork. John Deere said he'd be a rich man if he had $100 every time Carlo pooped. I said, but it's the same time every
So we
day.
know he's not full of it because
Yeah,
lets
he
it out.
lets it out. Daryl said, welfare check on who? It is Dad's neighbor. Let's see here. Jane said, helps with menstrual cramps for you too, R3. Thanks, Jane. I appreciate it. Hey, that video you said that, that's why I'm hurting. I'd take one or two of them things after that. Daryl said, I think I missed it. Yeah, Dad's neighbor on his left side said that his neighbor on his right side's generator's been running for 4 days straight. So he can't get her on the phone or anything, and she's in her late 80s. So, might need a welfare check. Trevor said, hi, hello, Trevor. Wolan said, John Deere, why are you so cold? Because it's Tennessee. Trevor said, I love you. Well, I tolerate you. I'm kidding. Amy said, I appreciate it and enjoy you guys. Well, I appreciate it, Amy. We enjoy seeing your art that you're doing.
Yes, thank you, Amy.
We got your art, Daryl's art, John Deere's art with his songs. I'm loving
Olivia's
our
art.
Olivia's art. But that's Olivia. No, I'm kidding. Kidding.
Don't forget Hughes art.
Yep, Hughes. Hey, everybody has art in their own way. John Deere said, cold outside, 28 degrees. Lovely Lucy said, Daryl, why did you decide the name Blue Mule? Lotus said, not my fault. I'm gifted. You just jelly, Randy. If I'm jelly, I'm a jelly donut because people like jelly donuts. Carlo said, I had a nice poop. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome, Carlo. Gabriel Martinez, 717. Are y'all the cool kind of Southern or the bootlicking and Trump kind of Southern? We're American. We're people. We're humans. Depends on what your definition of cool kind of Southern is. We don't
Depends
harbor
on how you treat us, what you get back.
because we harbor no hatred for anybody in this world. Well,
That's exactly
that's
right.
not done anything to us. Boggy said she would be pissed, but I'm not giving up. It just doesn't feel like home in this shop anymore, to be honest. With you just feel weird to the point I just don't want to work. I understand that.
Oh, I got that every day right now because
Yep.
of a certain situation I'm doing. I do not want to be in that truck running up and down that rail.
Yep.
I'd really much rather be here.
So sometimes you just got to push through it because things just don't feel right for the first little while. But everybody's right. You've had a pretty shitty week, dude. So take a step back, enjoy a little bit of time, do something to pick your spirits up. Not hitting the bottle. I'm watching you. Stay away from the track bunnies. Daryl said my stepdad.
me smile.
Daryl said my stepdad named it when he came back from NAM. Well, there we go. I learned something new today too. If you haven't told me before, if you have, I have forgot. I am sorry. Fish memory. Rusty said Daryl had Ford envy, so he called it Blue Mule. Lotus said start setting up the barn, Boggy. Hey, there you go. Shift your focus from one to the other for a minute. Trevor said, hey, Daryl. Lotus said, or whatever. Daryl said, Trevor. Boggy said, the barn is quit November and homie. Let's see. Live with August, dude. Is that you? Is that you? That was last in hospital or your brother? That was me. I was in the hospital. Shoot, I got out mid-September. But that's me, bud. Amy said, how's your beautiful daughter doing? They're both doing amazing, Amy. Addie is back in school. She will start kindergarten in August. Oddly enough, the person above you, their last word in their username is August. But they're both doing good. Addie's got a little bit of a streak in her right now where she's being a handful, but
Being like her daddy.
I won't get mine. It's beat a lot.
That don't mean she's not being like you, just means you would have got your butt beat.
Boggy said, if I took this home, could probably keep working. Buddy, you got this. You do what makes you happy. But if it don't feel right, don't do it. Love is like a fart. If you gotta force it, it's probably shit. Nelson D. Costa said, I like your dad's shaved bald head. I want to give him a kiss on his head. I would not suggest it. You might get punched somewhere you don't like. Wolin said, except outsiders. Nope, we like everybody. Doesn't matter where you're from, what you look like. As long as you're nice to us.
Outsiders is cold.
Yep.
We'd ask them in.
Hey, listen, if you're cold, they're cold. Bring your projects in.
And cover your big blocks up.
Yep. Lotus said, you need to start getting home together anyway if you're really leaving. Yep. Gabriel said, that's fair answer, and I can respect that. Live with August sent 4 left pointers. Live or live? Jane said, Boggy, it doesn't feel normal because Annie cleaned it and moved your tools. Hey, that right there mess up the whole day. Boggy said, I'm not leaving home until the kids graduate or someone takes them. There you go. Lowe said, nah, he's at the shop, not home. Matthew Schrader said, talking about my truck again. Cool. Hey, your daughter called the other day. I had a nice conversation with her. Trevor said, how you doing, Daryl? John Deere said, that's what she said, with 2 jelly donuts. Wolin said, accept outsiders. Read it out loud, kid. Accept outsiders. Read it out loud, kid. I read it out loud both times. I don't know what more you want me to read, dude. Lotus said, the barn is November. John Deere's laughing. A7 Meds Boutique said, hi, handsome. Howdy. Boggy said, shut up, Lotus. Lotus said, what does it mean, Boggy? Boggy said, it was a shit ton of autocorrect. I deal with that, mainly because I can't see my keyboard. Carlo said, this is random, but Safa teaches me all about the female reproductive system. She's so open, I teach her about men and old school music. Cool. Live with August said, no way, dude. That was about 4 months ago. Only got live on YouTube myself and started posting videos again myself. You look unrecognizable. Big ups to you, big man. Well, hey, let's see. Let me go over to your channel. See if I recognize you. I'm really bad with names, but I don't know if I've seen you. But yeah, it's been right at 4 months ago. I was in the hospital. I think I trimmed my beard pretty good, but I'm up and walking again. Live with August said, no way, dude. That was about 4 months ago. I only got live on YouTube myself and started posting videos again myself. You look unrecognizable. Big ups to you, big man.
I think can't you?
Let's see, because I just went to his channel. I'm not saying that I've not seen him before, but he's the one who asked if I was last in the hospital. Yep. So they were in here.
I thought
Yep,
I saw.
because he was in here with whenever I was on live in the hospital.
Yep.
Yep. So, buddy, I do apologize for that, but yeah, it's been 4 months ago.
He did have a big hit.
Yeah, I took a little bit of a hit. But hey, look, you're now at 33 subscribers, my friend. If you do lives, they're pretty fun. Daryl said, I'm doing good, Trevor. Amy said, hi, Lotus. Daryl said, still editing, so I'm in and out. I understand. Lotus said, hi, Amy. Matthew said, yeah, I wrecked the Blue Mule yesterday. I hope you named one of your vehicles Blue Mule, or Daryl might be coming for you. John Glad5 said, hi, hello, John. Amy said, donuts. I hadn't had a donut in a while. Boggy said, I was trying to say it was quite nice place. What it typed was quit a Nav place.
35.
What's 35? Oh, cool. You're now at 35 there, friend. Let's see here. Adrian.
With the notification, so if he goes live, I'll know it.
Yeah, I'm not even reading your stuff. Lotus said, okay, I wasn't poking fun, just don't get it. does the barn have a lift by chance? Live with August said, I don't know if you'll remember me. Your dad was hosting that time when you were in hospital. Okay, I don't remember a lot about my main hospital stay. It must be an email. Yeah. But nah, yeah. That was about 4 months ago. Yeah, let's see. I went in the 5th and I stayed 14 days. So yeah, the 19th will be 4 months ago. I was in the hospital. Well, whenever I left the hospital. So this time 4 months ago, I was in the hospital. John Deere said, "You like the new song I made today about John Deere?" I have not got a chance to watch it, buddy. I was watching some of your songs yesterday. I really like them. They're unique, and I very much enjoy hearing them. Boggy said, "I thought you were messing with it. Probably would have been funny." Ruh-roh. Jane said, "R3 looks like your beard is out of control, bud." Yeah, it's getting thick again. I need to trim it. Matthew said, "My RC car version, by the way." Oh, you a lucky man. Live with August and all good, man. You've got a wonderful bond with your dad, and it makes me happy. Well, we've always said family's the most important thing, and this place here is a new family, and yeah, I enjoy it. Sometimes we piss each other off, but that's just the way it goes. Carlos said, "Big green eating machine, Jacob." I like food. Rusty said, Jane. Jane said, "August, their bond makes my day." Amy said, "I might go live tomorrow. We'll see." Amy, I do regret to inform you, if you go live tomorrow before we get off of work, there's no way we can come in. We're really not supposed to be on our phones at work, so if we do come in, we can't talk. Matthew said, "And what daughter did you talk to?" I was about to pull it up on the phone because she told me her name and text message. I don't remember. I just remember she was in 10th grade. I'm horrible with names, Matthew. But it kept popping up. Matthew Schrader was calling, and I kept answering. I would say hello, and they would hang up. And I'm like, "Matthew, I've answered your call twice now. What's up, buddy?" It was your daughter. Boggy said, "I can take one and set up in there in the barn for an ancient building. Has decent power." Well, that's good, Boggy. You want a 2-post or 4-post? John Deere said, "Yes, big boy toys." Steady Stacking 907 said, "Hi there, I got a fun question today. If you were a zebra, would you be a black zebra with white stripes, or would you be a white zebra with black stripes?"
I would be a zebra.
Yeah, I'd just be a zebra. Why does it matter? They're black and white.
If you cut them, do they not bleed?
They not bleed red. I mean, I'm pretty sure if we cut Maria, she'd bleed like blue or orange or some shit. Because she's an alien.
Green!
She probably would. She definitely wouldn't be bleeding orange. And if she was, she'd never admit it. What the hell did you just throw? A nut? Nut her down. Jane said, "August, he got his bell rung. So lucky." Yeah, that was like the 7th time. We ain't good with the memory.
That's probably the hardest one, though.
Yeah, that was definitely the hardest one. Lotus said, "That's good. Working without a lift sucks." Amen. Amy said, "I'm so sorry you were in the hospital." Amy, it's all good. I'm out of the hospital, and I have made a full recovery outside of the back being tight. But this cold weather gets on somewhere. I can already tell you I'm going to feel better.
This is the 2nd or 3rd week back to work.
Technically the 3rd.
So, but you worked 2 full weeks.
This will be 2 full. Yeah. I worked Saturday to Friday,
Yeah.
but I only worked twice. I was just on call. So yeah, this is technically my 3rd week back to work. Hypernova Steve said, "What's your favorite knife?"
The one I'm
the
holding
one-
up somebody
Yeah, the
else.
one that I don't have to take from you. Rusty said, "Let it grow down to your belly, Randy." Pass. I'm sorry, I can't do that. I get too hot. Like, she thinks my tractor sexy hot. Carlos said, "It was good, Jacob, but I prefer your worship music." Boggy said, "Still gonna rip the wires out the wall and replace it with better." There you go. Hey, replacing with better wiring is definitely going to save you in the long run, I would feel. Lotus said, "I have a Blue Mule RC body, but it's black and green." Then it's not Blue Mule. Come on now. Live with August said, "Have a nice evening, gents. Going to get some shut-eye 10.
See you, August. Thank
Have a
you.
good one, buddy. Thanks for stopping back in." Lotus said, "I should repaint it." Yes. Yes, you should. And if you don't, I know a man that could. Jane said, take care, August. Carlos said, Tamaya, paint remove works well, Lotus.
You ought to give it to Daryl so he'll have a blue mule painted.
Mule
He can make it like his truck.
Jane said, Boggy, did Johnny get the roof fixed on the barn? Steady Stacking 907 said, good answer. Hope you have a good day. Thank you, Steady. Have a good day yourself. Boggy said, they touched my roof, actually. Good evening, everyone, said Dennis the Menace, a.k.a. Twisted Mopar. Good evening,
Hello, Twisted.
Dennis. Amy said, how was your guys' day? Outside of his borderline depression of not wanting to be in that truck by himself, I think he had a decent day. And my day was good. Hope yours was. Lotus said, who touched your roof? Annie cleaned the roof. Annie, we need to go on vacation for about a week and let Annie come by. She cleaned every damn thing. Jane said, hey, Dennis.
Hello.
John Deere said, everybody pray for Grandma V. She's sick, caught a bug. I guess I'll be praying for her to get better. Oh, no. I will be praying for Grandma. Lotus said, now that's OCD cleaning. You know, she's got OCD. I got OBCD. Boggy said, even if they didn't, it's not a bad leak. There you go. Dennis is waving at Jane with the red heart. Joanne said, good, you feel better. Or good, you feel good, and Happy New Year to you both. Happy New Year to you, Joanne. Hope you feel good. Carlos said, prayers for Grandma. My friend, you are my homeboys, North Carolina in the house. North Kakalaka. Man, I heard that Panthers game on Saturday was a hell of an event. I didn't watch it, but apparently Duncan went. He said that stadium was insane. Janie said, Annie said wind blew the barn roof. Ruh-roh. Boggy said, knowing her, she probably did clean the whole ass barn up and down, hence why you shouldn't leave her alone. Shit, what you talking about? I'm going to leave her alone all the time. I'm going to lock her in here like we do apparently all these places everybody tells us to free and see if she cleans up. Dennis said, I'm always by myself. Well, that sucks. Do we need to send you a hippo? We can send him a Henry Jr. Hey, we can do a Mountain Dew can. Thank you. We'll send him a stuffed animal next. We just won't tell him what kind or when. Lotus said, hey, free housekeeping is sweet. Yes, it is. Amy said, I had a great day because I got to see you all. Well, thank you, Amy. Glad we could help your day. Pompey said, what's up, boss man? What's up, Pompey? How you doing? Boggy said, I don't believe that lie, Jane. They probably tore it and replaced it. Amy said, I'm so excited for my birthday. When's your birthday? I don't remember.
She told us.
I just don't remember. Lotus said, oh, yeah. She said they were going to fix the leak. Cool. Valar said, this guy looks amazing. Well, thank you, Valar. I appreciate the compliment. Boggy's huffing and puffing, fixing to blow the house down. Jimmy Mack, 1991, said, happening, boys? What's happening? Lotus said, lock her in the tire room. No shit. How many tires do you think we got left? Probably about 200. I don't know if it's even. Well,
I don't know.
if you include the
feel
small
like we can
ones.
get them on a load.
I don't think we can. Not without really pushing our luck. Boggy said, Randy, she would clean to the paint. You wouldn't know nothing was because it's well tucked away. I'd never find nothing. I can't find nothing when that bald SOB cleans and put it where it's supposed to be, much less where she puts it. Amy said, my birthday is February the 4th. Cool. 10 days before Valentine's Day. Jane said, hit the like button, y'all. Yeah, how many likes we got?
31.
Hot dog, can we get 50
21
tonight?
people in here. 33.
Valar said, I said you are awesome. Thank you again, Valar. I cannot believe you're telling me again that I am awesome. You know what? I bet you're an awesome guy, too. Stick around. Lotus said, huge tire fire out back. You know, that's what Hurley told me to do. I'm telling the guy who used to work here about all the tubes up there and these blown out tires that I'm like, I don't even know how we're supposed to take them things because you can't stack them and all these small tires. He goes, huh, take them out back and burn them.
But you heard what Chester said about Roger?
Yeah.
He had a fire and he thought it was out, and he left.
Fire
And
department showed up.
burnt the place down. I mean, burnt the woods down, and the fire department. They had to call the fire department out. They called the forestry department. They come out and seen where a couch is burnt. They fined him $35,000.
Exactly. For a couch.
Yeah, and because they said that he'd been burning stuff out there, and it burnt. But
Mm-hmm. Yep.
they said you better not be burning stuff and then have a fire. And they come out here, they see bands and tires, you're in trouble.
Yeah. Valar said, okay, you win, you're amazing. Liking and subscribing. Well, I appreciate that, Valar. Look, you're welcome, come on in anytime as long as you act like you got some sense. We do this every day, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard. Run it from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Now,
Jimmy
we're trying
Mack.
to go every Sunday and cook breakfast.
Yep.
Sunday morning.
Jimmy Mack said, Valar likes to eat corn. I like corn. Comes out the same way it went in, though. What, you know what? Explain that one to me. You chew your corn, right? Before you swallow it. How come it comes out as a whole kernel?
Because not all of it you chew, because it all don't come out as kernels. If
You
it
check
did,
your poop too much.
If it did, it'd look like a corn cob coming out.
Yeah. Jane said, LOL, thanks, Valar. Valar said, I eat corn for the shape, not the flavor. Ruh-roh. Someone's in danger. Boggy said, you would be able to find it in all the metal would shim because the grimes would not exist, and as well as the grease and oil. I guess I don't need to clean the 5-4. All I'm saying is if somebody cleaned this building like that, I think I would have a heart attack.
Well, you'd have to have a dumpster to clean that building like that. That's what I was telling somebody else. With
To
all
clean-
the stuff they had here and need to be clean, we just brought our stuff here from our building on top of their
You-
stuff,
you
and
were
now
telling
we're trying
Lotus
to
that.
clean up.
Yep. Lotus said you don't need that EPA crawl right up your booty. No,
No.
kidding. Because
Especially what we're trying to do.
we're trying to clean up and do this right. I'll tell you right now, they did not. James said, Jimmy Mack, move on, bud. But hit the like button on your way out the door. Boggy's huffing and buffing, about to blow the house down again. Layla Girl 56 said, hey, what's up, Layla? I used to know Layla. Michael Johnson 42069 said, I like beans. They're good for your heart. Valar said, same reason I like hot dogs, not hamburgers. The shape. Weirdo. Jane said, hi, Layla. Welcome, AK. Oh, back. Baby got back. Jimmy Mack, 1991, is laughing and said, all good. Ha ha. Rusty said, I like beef and beans.
Hello, Rusty.
I like pork and beans.
Pork. He said pork.
Yeah, it's pork and Rusty's laughing. Popeye said, yeah, we can't digest corn. Nope. Memory the Fisherman said, hi, gang, everyone. Hello, Memory. I almost lost part of you. Daryl said, Tanya just made me oatmeal for tonight's snack. Well, that
Ooh.
sounds delicious. Madison's gone out to eat with her family, and I told her I like leftovers. She just said, LOL, okay. Rawr.
Tell her I do too. She can bring them by here.
Rusty said, corn comes out the same way it goes in. Yep. Let's see here. Jane said, I love the song Layla by Eric Clapton. Or Clapton.
Clap-on.
Clapton.
Clap-on.
Daryl has been a member of the silly little YouTuber for 6 months. Hence the orange, or excuse me, the yellow star. I need to give photos for those.
Yes, thank you, Daryl.
Boggy said, yeah, whatever. Would be garbage. Would probably end up in a truck bed or cornbreads. Mac and tells us to take it to the dump. Well,
I don't know what we're talking about, but with that attitude,
About
yes,
cleaning.
it will. Think positive.
Well, Boggy, if we really wanted to clean this place like really good, we would need dumpsters and roll the dumpster off in the back right outside the door and just start throwing crap in it. That's the way it would need to be done. But I'm not going to pay to rent a dumpster when I can haul it myself and save money. Valar said, sausage. I gotta go. I need to get some hot dogs. Careful. He said hot dogs and mayonnaise. I bet he likes the mayonnaise filling. Jane said, I wonder how we get nutrition benefits from corn if we can't digest it. I'm pretty sure we don't. But okay. Memory said hot dogs and relish. You had me till you said relish. Grawl Online Era said, is that chat goon friendly? Nope, it is not. Floored for the Lord said, howdy, hello, how are you? Daryl said, when you eat corn, it's full, you digest the insides and it comes out whole again. I just said that.
I did too.
Yeah, I just said that. That's insane. Rusty
But
said,
it's coming out with shit in it instead of you get.
Rusty said, truth, Jano. Villar said, hot dogs and mayonnaise. Rusty says, lol, Mac. Floored said, hey, Mac. All is the end said, hello from Pakistan. Why that racist flag with bird? Whoa. At no point have I said anything about Pakistan or said anything about anything with Pakistan.
And it's not.
You don't
racist.
come into
You're
my
the one
live.
Brought up racist.
You don't come into our live and try to call us racist for a flag. All right? There's one or two people out there that could ruin a name, but that ain't us. But welcome in from Pakistan. Just for that, I'm not putting a pin in for you.
I'll put a pin in for you.
Daryl said, JT, with an exclamation point. Bakerson, 95, said, hey, you guys, thanks for being such an advocate for rights and lefts. Floored for the Lord said, cornception. Exactly. I don't think corn's real. I think it's just made up by Big Pharma. Popeye said, a hot dog with mayonnaise is disgusting. Bruh.
I agree with
Bruh.
you.
Hot dog, mayonnaise with chili.
I agree with you.
Best way to have a hot dog.
Do not put mayonnaise on a hot dog.
Whatever.
That is nasty.
All is the end said, no, I didn't call that. I'm pretty sure I'm looking at your comment and you just said it. So, sounds like you're the racist one. Idiot.
Oh.
Was that Adam?
That's Phyllis.
Oh, okay.
Hello. Hey, Phyllis.
Sounds like Phyllis is okay. She's on the phone. Well, at least she's on the phone. Boggy said, yeah, Annie would take the Mac and force us to clean and throw it in a trailer. I would be okay with cleaning this place, getting rid of most of it, but man, there's stuff that I do need to keep that is actually important. But man, I just basically need to throw it all away and start over. Carlo said, I'm back. Welcome back, Carlo. Edoro 7229 said, damn those dreidel spinners. Dreidel. Rusty said, who's for trans rights? I don't know. All is the end said, I asked why at flag with bird not on wall. Let's see. You said, why that racist flag with bird? That is exactly what you said. So find another chat. Adoro said, damn chicken swingers. Boggy said, and if it's just garbage that can go to the dump, we will be taking trips like crazy. Yep. Well, most of the garbage is gone. Basically, what I need to do now is I need to go to the scrap metal place and borrow some of their dumpsters and load some scrap metal in it. Lotus said the American flag is not racist, but maybe you are. You know, that's what I'm saying. They come in and assume that everybody involved with that American flag is racist, but this is the only country I've heard of. It doesn't matter what you look like. You can do what you want to do. John Glad 5 said dogs and sauerkraut. I can eat that every once in a while, not very often. Mean Dumpster said, what's good, old man? He's been getting phone calls off the hook about his neighbor. With a crutch, a train, a bus, a hospital, a CD. Man, that's a lot of emojis. Floored for the Lord said best way to have a hot dog is as a corn dog. Ooh, I like a good corn dog. A little bit of honey, like honey flavoring with it, and mustard. Daryl said I don't even care for hot dogs, sausage dogs, or Budea. I don't know what that is. Edoro said, so my country can be free. I think everybody needs to be free. Pape said hot dog with mustard, onions, and chili is good. You know, that's a hot dog all the way with some barbecue slaw on it. That's pretty decent. Jimmy Mack, 1991, said, what's your go-to food delivery, lad? Well, here at the building, nobody delivers. And I have really bad delivery service and really bad luck with food delivery with, like, DoorDash. So I just go get my food. But I like Chinese food delivered. But I've not had Chinese food delivered for a little while. Rusty said, how can American flag be racist? That's just plain stupid. I agree with that, Rusty. But notice, people who usually call others racist are usually the one making an assumption on what somebody looks like. Roscoe, chicken and waffles. Said, let's go, Roscoe. Where are we going? Lotus said, it's okay, Boggy. Annie is back home now. No wonder I hadn't heard from Annie in a day or two. Daryl said, hi, Roscoe. Roscoe said, God bless, guys. It's only Monday. Watch out for those new age kids. Luckily, I don't work with them damn kids. Lucy B. Official said, hi, SpongeBob and Patrick. What's up, Lucy? Lotus said she can't clean anymore. Lucy, if this is the one I'm thinking of, how'd the audition go? Boggy said, you'd say leave it to her like she's a gremlin when it comes to usability and value. Hey, if she wants to come in here and clean this place, she is welcome to it. I'm so tired of cleaning, I cannot stand it. John Deere said corn pieces go in hole and go out hole fertilized. Would they start growing? You know, we need to do a test on that. It's like, does Randy shit woods? And if he does it grow into a corn plant? Max Carroll, 9523, said, what's up, man? I hope your recovery is going well. What's up, Max? My recovery's done. I am back to work. This is my third week back to work. My back's still a little stiff and it kind of hurts sometimes, but apparently I'm doing too much. If you talk to Jane, she got on to me, said, this is why I'm hurting, because I do too much. Carlos said, yes, the American flag is not racist. Lovely Lucy said, I've been reviewing my homework from tonight. Well, that's a good thing to do. Don't do like I did. Do your homework. It's beneficial. Meme Dumpster said, yo, can I get McDouble with no pickle, no onion? Onion? Sure. As long as I get $15 an hour and I'm still going to mess up your order. Lucy said, hi, Patrick. Where's your dad? He's on the phone with his neighbor. Floored for the Lord said, freedom chicken. Squawk. Boggy said, you think I can stop that woman? Haha, no, she will wait and strike where it really hurts. She's like a puma. She's crouched down in weeds real low and waiting for Boggy to go to sleep in his nice pond. She's gonna pounce. She's gonna start cleaning again. Daryl said, keep them grades up, Lucy. There you go. Denzo said, what do you call a big corn dog? A big corn dog. CSX 757-12, Chris said hi. Hello, Chris. How are you doing? Trilla's Texas says car. Denzo said a big corn dog, dumbass. Reaper said meow. Meow. Boggy said she holds grudges. You know, there's a joke there that I'm not going to make, but I imagine she's going to hold a grudge for my comments I made last time I was on the live. Trilla's Texas said, what do you call a car? A car. Lotus said, what messes you want her to clean? You must use the art of distraction. Yeah, it's like what the government does. Hey, look at this big hot topic over here while we do this over here. Boggy said, yeah, she isn't that dumb. Yeah. Carlos said, what is the First Amendment? Let's see, freedom of religion, is it not? Or no. First Amendment, that is the freedom of speech. Yeah. You should be able to say what you want with, there's obviously exceptions. I was just talking to somebody today about that. I can say what I want to an extent. Like you can't yell fire in a crowded theater. But First Amendment's important. Lotus said, it should still work once or twice before she figures it out. Boggy said, no, she is with Olivia at the moment. Oh, you were in danger. I would say blink twice if you're in danger, but dude, you're in danger. ATM, automatic teller machine. Meme Dumpster said, welcome to the Wendy's, McFlurry, $2.99 fries. I dumped 4 20-pound bags of salt in them, $10.99. Sounds like really good fries. Jay said, Roscoe, can't get any more southern than chicken and waffles. I like chicken and waffles. I don't even like waffles, but I like chicken and waffles. Rusty said, have a good night all. Need to watch the playoff game. Steelers and Texans tonight. Squealers and Texans. Well, you know what they say. There ain't nothing but steers. And have a good night, Rusty. Thanks for coming in, buddy. Hopefully you enjoy your playoff game. Lotus said they were plotting against you. Dude, he is in danger. Somebody send help to him immediately. Jane said, meme. I gotta have a load is salt on my fries. I agree. My fries better be salty, like me. Daryl said later, Rusty. Boggy said, no, they ain't far from it. You're in danger. James said, take care, Rusty. Daryl said, I don't salt anything, including cooking. Man. Carlos said, Meme was born in the dumpster. Blake Thornton said, my genuine reaction when I heard American flag and racist in the same sentence was, you know, I don't understand why people are racist. There's stupidity in everywhere. Did you not say sentence? I read it as sentence anyway, so you good, Blake. Lotus said, wake up and the bed is made for you. Bro, that would be awesome. It's like, you know, if I kiss you on the forehead, you should just say thank you. Not all these questions like, how'd you get in my room? Who the hell are you? Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? Just be happy that I gave you a kiss on the forehead. Lovely Lucy said, yeah, I will keep my grades up because I want to go teach next year. You got this. Or go to tech next year. You got this. Chris said, not great. I was talking to the dispatcher for about an hour. That's not good. That's very not good. Reaper said, how's it going, Peanut Gallery? It's going well. I hope you're doing well, Reaper. Heard y'all had a good hunt the other night with your brother. Lotus said, sup, Reaper? Jane said, can't yell bomb on a plane. Nope. Look, if you're going through airport security and you tell somebody I'm the bomb, you better be prepared because they're going to give you a free colonoscopy. Or they're going to check your prostate. Nickel Pony said, hey, Mr. Unbreakable, how are you, bud? I am good. How are you? Your wife learned how to burn her food from me yesterday because I burnt the shit out of it. Carlos said, sup, Lotus, sup, Lotus, sup, Lotus. Chris is laughing. Lotus said, I said hi to you an hour ago, Carlo. Chris said, I know what the world is. The world is screwed. Meme Dumpster said, that's so rude, old man Carlos. Boggy said, no danger here, unfortunately. Nah, you're in danger. Olivia's around. I mean, just get on the cabinet and she can't reach you anymore. Take her step stool from her. Carlos said, I know, and I'm saying hi again, bro, Lotus. Lotus said, Carlo, this is your very own personal hello. Jane said, hi, Reaper. Meme Dumpster said, imagine being racist, hating people for just existing. See, it makes no sense to me. Okay? It's no different than if you watch the news and they tell you that all this stuff has happened and it never really happened, but you hate somebody because somebody on the TV told you to do it. I don't understand it. I hate everybody equally without discrimination. I hate everyone. Jane said, hi, Chris. John Deere said, butternuts, cats. Meow. Jay said, hi, Nickel. How's the cooking? Mormac, a.k.a. Daryl 2.0, said, awesome. The video's uploading now to set up tonight's premiere. There you go. You got this. Blake said, Texans versus Squealers, huh? I reckon winner at that gets eliminated next round by the Patriots with a cool guy sunglasses. Oh, hold on. There we go. Chris was on, talked to the dispatcher for about an hour today. He just said 3 miles of dead signals. I don't envy you in the slightest, but hey, we got 125 miles of no signals. Carlos said, just kidding, Lotus. Joe Mack, 4100, said, good evening from Puerto Rico, USA. I hope you had a good day. I hope you had a good day as well, Joe Mack. Welcome to America Land, mainland American land. How is Puerto Rico this time of year? Which, Puerto Rico, yeah, you're right there at the equator, so I bet it's pretty damn nice there. Damn. Lucky you. Nickel Pony said, if I was any better, they would name a holiday for it, but I would still have to work it. If you were any better off, you'd be having to sit on your hands from waving it. Keep yourself from waving.
You can't say you can't.
Nope, I can't. Lovely Lucy said, that's okay. We are just mad at the world. Everybody can be mad, but you don't need to be mad just because somebody tells you to be mad. You can be mad for no reason.
It means your song goes, don't worry.
Be happy. Jane said, hi, Joe Mack. Lotus said, so what if you point at your buddy and yell, this guy said he has a bomb? Oh, your buddy's about to be forcefully checked. And it's going to be freaking
And
hilarious.
then they're gonna get you.
Then they're gonna get you too.
Calling a false alarm.
Whenever you say that and you hear a snap of a rubber glove, it don't matter. You can tense up all you want. They got a whole tube of Vaseline and baby oil just for you. Kevin said, your dad is a good man. I agree, Kevin. But he trusts Bugs Bunny. You should trust his word on that. Trust Bugs Bunny. Don't trust that Wile E. Coyote. Chris said, I had to get the dispatcher to talk me through.
It's Elmer Fudd.
No, I know. I'm just saying don't trust Wile E. Coyote. Damn it, I was reading Chris's comment. Chris said, I had to get... Motherfucker, I will stab you. I will stab you where you sit.
No.
Fat ball. Chris said I had to get dispatcher to talk me through 3 dead blocks. F that. Nickel Pony said, hey, Miss Jane, still at work in progress. Hey, cooking doesn't happen overnight. You got this. Reaper said, got Dean's kitchen dug up today and took him and his family to dinner. You a nice feller. I used to say he was a fart smeller, but I guess he's a nice feller.
I think I just scared the shit out of you.
Oh, I hope I got a fart again, because if I do, I'm shitting on you.
You do, and I'll make sure it comes out.
About
I'll
the
scare
time
you.
about the time you damn go take a sip of that Pepsi, I'm gonna let the biggest, nastiest
Look,
liquid
read that
one
quick.
go.
You're being nasty.
Chris said, and we have 8 tracks. Damn. Jane said, Reaper, you're a good brother. Mean Dumpster said, how old are you and your old person behind you? I take a guess. 3 0 0 0 0. Man, this Joker. 3 and 0. I will be 30 this year, and he will be 57. Joe Mack said, Puerto Rico is the staging area for the military due to Venezuela. 20,000 Marines are here, thank God.
Who is? Where is?
Puerto Rico.
Oh.
But, again, if this person's really in Puerto Rico, they're happy about what's happening. Jane said, mean guy in the front is 30. SMG Demon is back, said W Flag. I like my flag. Lotus said, worth whatever I get. There you go.
Shit, 30.
Block Boy Ho said, fart in the mic, $10. We've sold one before, I'll sell another one. Jane said, this year, there you go. Lovely said, Randy, now that's not nice, lol. Lovely, I'm not a very nice person, but I'm nice to some people. Nickel Pony said, hey, Pops, how's the man, the myth, the legend?
I'm doing good.
John Deere's
Boy.
laughing at us. Lawrence said, hey, hello, Lawrence.
Hello, Lawrence.
Lotus said, careful, Rando. You aren't fully healed yet. I don't give a rat's behind. I listen. He might
Read the
walk over
comments.
here, but he gonna limp back.
Now see, you missed me.
I don't know why he was deleted, but we'll check it in just a second. Let's see here. Da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. Okay, Reaper said, I know I am, and I'm a good uncle as well. There you go. Jane said, Pop's getting back at you, Randy, for picking at him. Jane.
Tell him, Jane. I'm so
You know, I
mad
would
I
ask
can't-
whose side she's on, but it's obvious it's your side. This is bullcrap. Daryl said 1 hour, 20 minutes tonight. All right, thank you, Daryl. Let's see here. Okay, he was just spamming A. That makes sense. Jane said, Pop's getting back at you, Randy, for picking at him. Yeah. Toby Price, 4927. I'm back. Remember me? Let's see. Yeah, you got your message deleted on take 2. Yeah, you said something about turning your back on family with reverse cowgirl. Jassay said, hello from London, England. What's this stream about? We come in here every day, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and run it to about 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and just enjoy our time and enjoy company with people across this
Positive
world.
vibes.
Positive vibes are kind of high on the priority list, but it's kind of becoming a almost social experiment to show that people from all over the world can come in here and get along with each other.
We do have a world map.
Mm-hmm. You'll get a pin in London, England. Would you believe me if I accidentally thought London was in France? Just so you know, that's the truth.
Is it not?
Nope, it's in London, England. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You probably told me that, and I just don't remember.
Carlos said, you're a good man. Lotus, I'd like to have a Scoob with you one day. Joe Max said, trust me, I'm Puerto Rico. I live in... Buddy, I'm never going to be able to pronounce it. I apologize.
Jane.
Jane, how do I pronounce that? Hyphenate it out for me. Lovely Lucy said, I was talking about your dad, not you, little Randy. Ha!
What?
She said, oh, it wasn't very nice. Keep on.
She said that was. You
Lose.
You put an NT on it.
Luz said, hi, you are the best. Thank you, Luz. Let's see here. Daryl said, repeating letter A. Yeah, I got you, Daryl. Nickel Pony said, need a mailing address for y'all. Got something
Y'all
in the
need to
works
be
to send
careful,
that way.
though. He might have been stuttering.
Nickel Pony, buddy, if you want our address, go on the Google and just look up Never Done Projects, North Carolina, and you should be able to find the address there. If you cannot find it that way, send us an email, neverdoneprojects@gmail.com. Lawrence said, we working on anything soon? If I get off of work in time tomorrow, I will work on something. I need to load some more tires, and I got a bunch of vehicles to work on. So what you want to see us work on, Lawrence?
I got to finish exhaust on Fireball.
Mostly Mopar said, I'm about to force one out myself. You like your daddy. Speaking of that, tell him to be mean to Todd so Todd will leave that job and I can go back up there. Toby, we ain't going to read that one. Lotus said, why does everyone feel the need to announce their pops?
I ain't understood it myself.
Daryl said, I wonder that too, Lotus. CSX, Chris said, at 5 miles per hour. Bump that. It's like riding. Nope, not even gonna say it.
I'd say it's still just a nice ride with them. They got higher speeds. They just can't go. They just gotta go slow.
Yeah, no.
It ain't like 5 mile an hour with us. Just at the click, clack,
God,
click,
man.
clack,
Look, that click clacking like that put my ass to sleep.
click, clack.
Lawrence said, love, peace. There you go. John Deere's laughing with the turd emoji. Lotus said, I don't know what that means, Carla. You might not want to ask. Jane said, Toby, you've been in here before and said the same thing.
Up.
Lawrence said, I miss my dad. Daryl said, is it me or does everyone's live jump around every night and gets out of sync? I think it's every night it gets out of sync, even on the phones. Carlos said, your secret is safe with me, Lotus. Jane said, Agudaha. Cool. Nickel Pony said, will do. John Deere said, butternuts, Bigfoot. Bigfoot butternuts. Lotus said, I can bribe Jane with cookies to block you. Oh, God. Carlos said, running around, robbing banks, all walked on these Scooby snacks. Ruh-roh, Raggy. Lawrence said, I have a shit ton of stuff to do on Jeep, pretty much everything. Well, we got the burnout cars out here. Cletus has announced this year. Burnout Rivals at the Freedom Factory is April the 11th, so we need to get pictures of them and keep working on them. But we also got LS swaps to finish. We got all kinds of stuff to do, but working on Jeep. Kind of one of those chokes right themselves, like working on
We do have a Xterra. The computer should be here soon. We're going to try to get it up and going. Maybe
either
if
this week or
anybody's
next.
interested.
Yeah. Big Boy Toys said, whacked. Ali said, what state you in, man? Well, hello, Ali. We're in North Carolina. Shadow Band said, if I put a set of them rail car wheels on my truck, can I travel on the rail also?
No.
Technically, yes, but
It is
your ass
against
will
the
go
law.
to jail.
And remember, it's federal.
Lawrence is in Michigan.
It's still federal.
Yeah, but Lawrence isn't one to ask that.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll write it down since he's not writing it down for me.
21 people, 40 thumbs up.
Let's see here. Boggy said, fitting, effing, ly. I just want to buy a new oil pan. You got this. Meme Dumpster said, please time me back in. Buddy, you start that spamming, they'll delete you again. Daryl said, I didn't know if it was the editing as it's going on making it do that. I have no idea, but like I said, the phones get so out of sync, I can turn my phone on and his phone on at the same exact time, and his phone will be like a minute ahead of mine. Lotus said, so buy an oil pan. There you go. Lawrence said, you have a track? We don't have a track, but we got 6.5 acres. We'd like to have a track, but we work for the railroad if you hear us talking about tracks. Reaper
But
said,
that's how he got hurt. We were clearing the land to build one.
Mhm. Reaper said, hello, sirs. I'm Bucky's nephew and Dean's son, Kevin. Well, hello, Kevin. How are you doing tonight? Boggy said, heck no, I'm too broke. You know, I said that too. Daryl said, Chris said, I have till March for the picks. Okay. Yeah, it's just one of those, I want to get applied for it as quick as I can. I don't think it's going to make a difference on approval or denial. Mean Dumpster says, guys, I got to go. See ya. Mean
ya.
Dumpster.
If
Jane-
you're at, hit the like button, please.
Jane said, hi, Kevin. Lotus said, then get to hustling, Buggy. Ali's in Brooklyn, New York City. Well, welcome to the South. Lawrence is laughing. Jane said, take care, Mean. Boggy said, ha, very funny. Jane said, hi, Ali. Ali said, what do you think of Detroit?
Pretty badass engine.
Yeah. I've heard there's a lot of issues, but I've never been. Lawrence said, for F-350? I don't think we'll have much of a track for F-350. Lotus said, sell.
Donuts.
Yeah. Lotus said, sell Olivia Scooby. She won't miss that. Oh, God. Ali said, what you want, Jane? We just say hi to everybody. Jane said, hit the like button, all y'all. Carlos said, you better watch out, Lotus. I'll pimp your butt in the corner. Oh, God. Lawrence said, I live in Detroit. Cool. Boggy said, Scooby. Daryl's going to go smoke. He'll be right back. Lotus said, WRX. Scooby.
Doo-doo.
Scooby-Roo. Boggy said, hell no. Danny said he loves Jesus. Daryl said, me too, ASAP. Jane said, welcome back, Lawrence. Lotus said, Carlo, I'm American. I have pew-pews. Lawrence said, oil pans for F-350. Talk to Boggy or talk to Daryl at Metal Art Customs. He can make you one if you need one. Mostly Mopar said, got an interview with the GCSO next month. Any insiders or tips of being prior HPPD? Yeah, just don't be psychotic. But I mean, show up a minimum 15 to 30 minutes early and confidence without being cocky. If they ask you a question that you don't know, just tell them you do not know, but you can find the answer. They love that. And if it's something you're wanting to stick with till you retire, they want to know your 5 and 10 year plans. If you want to go to a special unit like K9 or detective, that's your 5-year goal, and 10-year goal you want to make supervisor. But Guilford County Sheriff's Office, they pay good, but I wouldn't want to work there. Mainly because it's a sheriff's office. Might have to do a year in the jail. But
Now, is that mostly Mopar?
yes.
Well,
That's
that wouldn't
10%.
be the first time a cop car in his daddy's driveway.
Nope. Look, if you pull into your daddy's driveway with a cop car, you gonna see that old bastard run. You
I
gonna say,
didn't do it.
"That ain't me. Talk to Horace." Whew. Lotus said, "What do you think she would notice?" Boggy said, "But Lotus, he's from the land down under. A bullet probably wouldn't harm him." John here said, "Do not want to mess with Americans. We got pew-pews." I lost all mine in a boating accident. Lawrence said, "My heart lives in the country." Country's getting overran too, by the way. Lotus said, "I also have big knives and tiny turbo."
God damn.
John Deere said, joking, everybody. It's okay, buddy. Boggy said, "I wouldn't let her go of that damn car if she wanted to. She begged me to fix that damn car, and I did." There you go. Lotus said, "I was just joking. We got you." Lawrence is laughing. Lotus said she would throw a proper fit. Yeah, I'd hate to see that. Boggy's laughing. Lotus said, "You might get shot." Probably would. Shadow Man said, "What's your thoughts on a 4.8 liter LS? Is it worth building?" Hell yes.
We got one. We plan on it.
Yep, they take more boost. They say they rev better. for whatever reason, that 0.5 liters makes a
It's
big
in one
difference.
of our lists to tear down and put the head gaskets in a cam in it.
Let's see here. Boggy says she doesn't have the energy to fight, hence why I say no danger. Well, there you go. Lotus said, okay, tiny turbo faster than mostly stock Camaro. You were absolutely right. I'm not going to argue with that.
I
Shadow
said it
Man
once,
said,
I'll say
thumbs
it
up.
again. We'll do it one way your way, one way my way.
We'll see which
how it
one.
works.
See which one drives off. Careful,
Yeah.
careful. Yours might not drive off.
It
You
might
have a
not,
reputation.
But
Mine might not start.
it ain't gonna cost me that much to fix mine. I go right back at it.
Lawrence said, I think if I didn't know any better, only reason my girl sticks around because she knows I can fix anything. That's what my wife said. We said something about you need to make sure you check your oil, check your brakes, check your brake fluid, check your tires. She goes, why would I do that? You just fix it. I'm going to be in trouble for that one. Jay said, Lotus, don't start it. Boggy said, Tiny Turbo has one flaw. Mostly Mopars. Said Randolph was my first pick, but they turned me down last year. Hopefully some time at Guilford would look good on another Randolph application, that and my National Guard service. Damn. Well, yeah, but if Randolph County's your end goal, don't tell Guilford County. But, be a tough time to get into it. I'm glad I left when I did. I very much loved my job. I imagine your dad's told you that. But being at the railroad was a better decision for me. Jane said, Lawrence, do you go by Jimmy? I can't remember. Lawrence said, LOL, Jimmy is fine, Jane. I'll remember that. Maybe. I don't know. We got 10 minutes. How many likes we got?
We ain't got but 40. It's
Y'all don't like
people's
me.
going up and down, and we're getting new people in, but nobody's giving their likes.
I don't think they like me. Says it's 38 degrees outside, by the way.
I thought you was fixing to go in and get one off your personal account.
I already have. I was like the third like. Thank you. HB from VA, 1987, said, I'm getting a stiffy. Just looking at that American flag, partner. It's quite a nice American flag. But if it stays up for more than 2 hours, you might want to call the doctor. Boggy said it's the greatest flaw is the... He used to be, too. Boggy said it's the greatest flaw is most smaller turbos split like anti-lag if not tuned perfectly. Let's see here. Mostly Mopars. Did you know Briar? Tall redhead. Yeah. Briar Hurd. Damn good guy. Damn good guy. Hated that he left the police department with us, but I understand why he did, and I do not blame him. Lotus said, no spit here. John Deere said, hit the like button, guys, please. Carlos said, prepapism. Lawrence, aka Jimmy, said, everyone is James Jimmy. I'm using my middle name. Okay. Okay, James Jimmy.
Jimmy Jane.
John Deere said, I'm getting a stiffy. Joking. Lotus said, no two-step either. Nope, I don't have a two-step either. I just have a rev limiter. Bro Stop 84 said, yo, what is Grandpa's KD ratio in COD? I know it's high with a chair like that. Don't worry about it, but he got banned a few times for using mods. HB said, don't worry, my wife has everything in hand.
I always
No
play-
puns.
I'd always play hard and say, kill them all, gotta sort them out.
Boggy said, still doesn't mean it ain't dinking your piston rings. Jane said, Lawrence, I saw that one on one of your videos you put up. Cool. Boggy said that, and you're stuck at a considerably low amount of boost. Low said 15 PSI. Carlos said a preapsism is an erection that won't go down. That sounds like a problem. It reminds me of the dead guy in the morgue. Not allowed to talk about my joke. John Deere's laughing. Lotus says she does run a wee bit lean. Well, lean is mean. HB said, I'm drinking some PBR right now. I'm drunk as a skunk, feeling dangerous. Well, now is not the time to play with pew-pews.
Who's that?
HB from VA, 1987. Jane said, Carlo, that's not appropriate. Why did you say that? Let's see here. Lawrence said, thanks everyone supporting my channel. That's why I came, LOL. So let's make sure we're We're subscribed to you too. We are definitely subscribed to you.
Who is it?
Lawrence, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just had to make sure because I don't remember seeing his
I
face.
did.
But okay. John Deere said got too many bowling balls. Joking. Bowling balls. Listen, we got 5. I got you for 5 minutes. Zapuddle said poop or pee.
Depends on what you gotta
Yeah,
be.
depends on what you gotta do. I mean, come on now. Jane said he was here last week. Okay. Fish memory.
You know what? Nothing slides by Jane. That's why I like that. Something happens. Jane!
Carlos said, I'm just explaining, sorry, Jane, just for educational purposes. Just remember, Carlo, you got kind of upset with John Deere the other night. I don't want people getting upset at each other, so let's not get upset at each other. Controversial subjects don't need to be talked about. HB from VA said, it's just a good old POS from Virginia triggering sensitive people. I'm doing the Lord's work. Triggering sensitive people. Whew. Listen, this guy here apparently started trying to trigger people on the internet and being a damn troll.
No, they did it.
Yeah, but you went to their channel and started.
They come into this my live and started it.
Let's see here. Lawrence said, no, I came here not knowing anyone seen my channel. Sorry, guys. Hey, it's all good, buddy. There's no reason to be sorry. Boggy said, it isn't as bad as anti-lag, but it's still a considerable answer to any damage or if the car breaks down. Lotus said, I need to do a timing kit on it very soon. Let's see here. John Deere said, hit the like button, guys. Lotus said, not really beating on it right now. Jane said, LOL HB, PBR is okay. Boggy said, Jane, we're men. When are we not talking about weenuses? Jane said, did you get into trouble, Pops, for trolling last night? Yeah, from me.
From Randy, yeah.
He told me about it, laughing like hell. And I'm like, you can't get mad at people for coming in here saying stupid crap if you're going to go to their channel saying stupid crap.
They started. I just turned around.
You
and
sound like my
copied.
damn kids. It's hard,
I just copied
raising
what
your
they
parents.
said and went and put it on all their videos.
Let's see here. Crash Money, or Cash Money, said, please help. I was using a Q-tip and now I can't hear a thing.
Huh?
Well, you ain't going to be able to hear me. Lawrence said, huh?
I told you not to do it.
Jane said, Boggy, yes, you are right. Mostly Mopar said, my feed is lagging bad. I'm going to head out. Y'all take it easy. See you, buddy. See,
See you,
it's
buddy.
not just Daryl. It's him, too. So I think it might be the phone or the internet. Lawrence said, I am certified small engines. Cool. Lotus said, I need a set of line locks.
Where's Lawrence from?
He's in Michigan.
Okay. Too far away to get a motor built.
Small engines.
I want a small engine built.
Okay. Jay said, Cash, what did you say? Jay said, take care, Mopar. Boggy said, you need a new engine entirely.
Michigan, yeah.
Lotus said, Genesis don't like to push through big brakes. Lawrence said, Michigan. Gotcha. Okay. See, I was right.
Yep. So I was wanting to get a.
We're going to flip this around here. We only got a couple minutes left anyway. Let's see here. Lovely said, guys, let's not fight, please. This is 2 hours where we can enjoy other people without negativity. No controversial subjects need to be talked about. Please, no religions or politics, and let's all get along.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what we've wanted for the entire time we've been doing these. Lotus said, I don't have money for that. Go buy an old pan. Lawrence said, I prefer Harley Davidson. Ooh, I like Harley Davidson over the other options. Adam at Grease Spot Garage TV said, I just want to stop in and say hi and give you a like. Well, thank you,
Hello,
Adam.
Adam. Thank you.
I do
Hi.
greatly appreciate it. John Deere said, hit the like button, guys, please. HB from VA said, ice, baby. I'm not going to read the rest because I don't want to. There it is right there. We've changed nothing, but we just lost it and got it back.
Yeah, it's showing 42 here, but.
No. It disconnected.
Oh, yeah.
And it just
was
reconnected.
doing that in the beginning. That's what I told you.
And we're connected to the Wi-Fi that's in this room. Jane said, Lucy, we're good. Lotus said, sup, Adam. Jane said, hey, Adam. Boggy said, damn. Just fab this one. There you go. Lawrence said, I didn't even know you were fighting. I didn't know we were either.
I didn't either.
Lotus said, yep, and I'm going to just fix this one. Lovely said, hey, Randy, if you get a Nightbot, I can help you set it up. If I got to pay for it, Lovely, I don't want a Nightbot. Adam said
What
that.
do they do?
Basically, they act as like an automatic moderator. Adam said, that extremely busy. I missed my 6 o'clock stuff.
So what you're saying, if we got a Nightbot, we could take all the other monitor. and
Yes. I got
everybody
1
would
minute.
be Sorry, everybody. I can't even.
I understand, Adam. Boggy said it can be saved. Jane said, take care, everyone. HP said, don't worry, partner. Your secret is safe with me. Boggy said, are you sure that isn't Fubar like the Bel Air? Caxfig said, what's up, man? What's up? Lotus said, good night. Not yet. Adam said, Jane. Lotus said, as long as it doesn't jump timing, it should be okay. Lovely said, Nightbot is a free thing anyone can have with YouTube. Okay, we will look into it. And John Deere said, bye-bye. Good night, everyone. Yep, everybody. It's right at 8 o'clock. We've been live for 2 hours. It is 8 o'clock. If you would
Thank
like to
y'all.
continue talking, let's go over to Daryl at Metal Art Customs. He has over an hour-long live tonight. But most importantly, everybody, keep it silly, and thank you.
Thank you.